guys, in today's video, I want to share some tips and strategies that I personally use to stay on track with my nutrition and make it much easier for myself to reach my fitness goals. Let's dive right into it. So my name is Anthony Pietrobono. I'm an online fitness coach, and I help men and women lose body fat and build muscle by structuring their training and nutrition and holding them accountable online. I'm going to tell you how I stay lean, make it much easier for myself to stay in a better condition all year round, essentially. So the first thing I do is I make sure that I go to bed at the same time each night. I have a bedtime for myself. That's right, I have a bedtime. There are some times, of course, where I make exceptions to the bedtime. But for most days, like literally 5 to 6 days a week, I am sleeping at the exact same time each night and waking up at the exact same time in the morning. The key is to start with at night. So we don't want to try to make ourselves wake up extra early if we're going to bed super late. So we want to control the time we go to bed. That's the first step. So what I do is, let's say I set for myself at 9 p.m. bedtime, and that's basically what I do. I sleep 9 p.m. I try to sleep just before it, but 9 p.m. is usually my cutoff. So I have on my phone the app, the sleep timer. So it goes off 1 hour before. When it's 8 o'clock, it says, boom, it's bedtime in 1 hour. And then I set my automatic alarm clock to be set for 5 a.m. the next day. So I wake up at 5 a.m., I go to sleep at 9 p.m. That's my sleep schedule. Why is this so important? Because if we go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time, we are allowing ourselves, number one, to get into a sleep cycle routine. So it's much easier to concentrate, have more willpower throughout the day, which makes it easier to stay on top with our training and nutrition. Plus we'll have more energy and our metabolism will be in a better place because we're properly fueled and recovered from our sleep. So we already know sleep is massive, but there's two major factors here. Number one, we're making sure we're getting enough sleep time and quality by sleeping at the same time. And we're getting in that sleep cycle routine so that way we feel great throughout the day. So that's tip number one. Tip number two is using my Fitbit Versa here to track my steps daily. I'm wearing this all day. I'm tracking my steps, so I'm seeing how much am I moving throughout each day. And it stays on your mind, and it gives you this kind of reminder that, hey, you know what? I've only walked 9,000 steps today. Let's get it to 15,000. And that's when I'll go for a walk and I'll listen to an audiobook. It's just so, it makes you competitive with yourself. And you'll notice if you wear it and you look at it, you're like, oh, I'm at this amount. Oh, let's see if I can get a little more steps in. And then I'll go for a walk. And that helps me burn a lot more calories by increasing my NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is responsible for up to 60% of our metabolism. So it's a massive, massive factor. If we're moving more throughout the day, we're gonna burn more calories, and it's making it a lot easier for us to lose body fat. So that is tip number two. Wear some kind of fitness tracker so we can see how much we're moving throughout the day so that we know that we're burning more calories without exerting ourselves more, because we don't want to be overtraining. We just want to move a little more to burn more calories. Tip number three is to track my caloric intake. I track my caloric intake each day. I'll use a food scale, I'll weigh foods, and I'll track it in MyFitnessPal. I'll use the app MyFitnessPal, track the foods, see how many calories I'm eating each day. That is tip number three. We don't have to go ahead and track exact macros unless you are really, really ready to go to that next level. I personally track my macros, so I ensure that I have at least my body weight in protein in grams each day. If I weigh 170 pounds, then I make sure I have at least 170 grams of protein each day. And then I'll let the carbs and the fats fall into place just to make sure I hit my calorie goal for the day. I'll typically have anywhere from 2,100 to 2,400 calories each day, whether it's a training day or a rest day, it depends. On training days, I'll have a little more carbs. On rest days, I'll have a little bit less carbs. That's just how I do it. That's tip number three, is to track your intake, use a food scale and MyFitnessPal. If you just get these three tips I just talked about you are gonna make your fat loss so much easier. It's ridiculous. It's insane the kind of results you can get just by implementing those three strategies. We're gonna talk about some more. Tip number four is to get more accountability. You can hire a coach or work with other people who are in the same kind of mindset as you, the people who are looking to better themselves, looking to lose body fat, or looking to feel better about themselves, have more energy. You want to surround yourself with like-minded people that have similar goals and similar interests, so you can then hold each other accountable to stay on track. And I have a coach, and I also have my business partners who are coaches. I work with them. They help me, and they help me stay on track. I also have a group of people that I talk to as well on the side to just share my goals and share my progress. They share their goals, they share their progress, and we keep each other in check. So it's so massive to have a support group or someone else that you can report to that you don't want to let down. That's why I highly suggest working with a coach. It's so extremely powerful to have someone who is in your corner, someone who believes in you, someone who puts their support in you, and they create the programs for you so you don't have to think about anything. And now you just have to execute on the plan, and you have the fuel because that person, your coach, is putting their belief in you to follow through. And now you have that additional pressure and accountability to stay on track. That's tip number 4. Fifth and final tip here, strategy, we have to drink more water. Just having a water bottle with us all day. I bring my water bottle everywhere I go, and I'm drinking at least 5 liters each day. Sometimes usually 6 liters a day. I'm not saying you should drink that much. I'm saying keep a water bottle with you so that way you're sipping it throughout the day. Because a lot of the times, what happens is we think we're hungry, but we're actually just thirsty. I'm telling you, we think we're hungry, but we're actually just thirsty. So instead of reaching for a snack and munching on things or having more food, we can just sip more water. We'll actually lose a lot of the cravings. We'll subside those cravings through drinking water. Another bonus tip on that is to drink some carbonated water or add lemon to the water. I do all these strategies. At night, sometimes I have some crazy cravings, so I'll have carbonated lemon water. That curbs my sweet tooth. That's another instant hack you can have right there. So implement these 5 strategies. I'm telling you, if you implement these 5 strategies, you're gonna make your fat loss so much easier. It's gonna be so much easier to stay on track with your nutrition and your training. You're gonna build healthy habits long-term and reach those fitness goals. If you have any questions, shoot them down below. Feel free to follow me on my Instagram at Anthony_Pietrobono. I'll leave it in the description below. Subscribe for more vlogs, more informative fitness and finance content, my experiences at music festivals, and I'll see you in the next video.